Hello, welcome back to the Panther Broadcast Channel and our 58th production.
Thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy our show.
A very successful fall sports season has finished at CHS. Coach Waterman and our boys cross country team brought home a state championship. Coach Bostic and our softball team placed second in the state, as did Coach Kropp and our cheerleaders.
Along with our team success, we have many fall athletes who have earned individual honors this season. Congratulations to the following athletes whose performance this season has earned them an individual honors.
Along with success in athletics, our CHS band and choirs have had a great fall. Let's check in with them now.
This year at the high school, I'm teaching high school band. I also teach guitar, advanced guitar, and private music. And on the side, we've added jazz band that meets before school. These kids just get better every time they step out, and their attitudes are phenomenal. They've made lots of progress. What made me want to start teaching? My love of music, but my love of people. I actually was very torn on if I wanted to go into music therapy or music education because of the love for both of them. But my path led me here, and I couldn't ask for better. Getting to make memories with my students, getting to see their faces when they put something perfect on stage or they get that trophy, everything except country, right? When I'm picking my music, I try to get a variety of styles. So we get some action, we get some sweet and pretty, all of the feels and emotions. And then, of course, I always try to cater it to my band's abilities. That's a hard one. Never ask a musician what their favorite songs are because our list is too big. But right now, my favorite is our Catalonian Carol. It's a warm, fuzzy winter carol that we play every winter concert. In middle school, I teach 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade band, all as separate classes. So all district band is a big, exciting journey. All of the kids from all over our region and district go compete against each other, no matter what size class they are. So we compete against 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A schools in our region. They have a lot of scales and a lot of musical etudes that they have to prepare to get ready for that. And it's top-level challenging things. So we work for months to get ready for this audition. Our region is from as south as South Callaway, all the way north to Kirksville, Novinger. It goes all the way east to Troy Buchanan. So we make the whole middle circle of Missouri.
Tell me about the process of becoming an all-district band member.
So first you have to get your audition material, and depending on when you get it, you will spend months practicing it, and you'll mess up a lot of times, and you'll want to cry a lot, but
a lot of tears.
Yeah, once you get there, once you get to Moberly High School, you'll audition, go in your room, play whatever is required of you, and then you just sit and wait for audition.
And you're just relieved that it's over. I mean, it's until state band, but...
Yeah.
So everybody gets the same piece, I assume? Like every
Yeah.
or
Every-
how does that work?
each
Or every
instrument.
instrument
Yeah.
gets a certain piece?
Like we all
Yes.
play different stuff. We have different scales assigned to us, but all of the bari saxes play the same thing.
How long have you been playing your instrument?
Oh,
Let's do this.
Okay.
Can you tell us what instrument you play and then tell us how long?
I play bari sax, and I've been playing for 2 years now. Well, baris music.
I play the trumpet. I think I've been playing for like 7 years now.
And I play clarinet. I've been playing for 8 years.
What type of music do you enjoy playing the most?
I enjoy playing jazz.
Yeah,
And
jazz
like
is fun.
rock stuff.
Yeah.
That's
well,
my
I'll be
favorite.
different. I like the slow and I like this flowy stuff because I like being like all cutesy and like, you know. It sounds good. The slower pieces just sound better, in my opinion.
What do you enjoy most about the band program?
I enjoy getting to spend time with my friends and my mom. And I got to meet a lot of new people this year and go to different places, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I really like how social it is. Like, it's a lot of hard work, like as an individual, but as a group too, and you just get to like hang out with your friends a lot. And I think that there's numerous opportunities that you get to take, like district band, conference band, state band, and then like solos and ensembles. I think that's amazing.
I just like the competitive side of it. I like the feeling of like triumphing over people, like when I got first year at conference.
It's over Tilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tinley.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Hey, I'm Mrs. Rolfson.
At the high school.
I am teaching concert choir and orchestra and chamber choir here.
How was the choir and
Oh,
orchestra
and
guys?
popular music. Sorry, popular music, Sammy.
I remember that. How was the choir and orchestra going this year?
We're really good. We're getting ready for Madrigal, and it's going well.
That's good. What made you want to start teaching?
Oh, Sammy. So I am from a heritage, a history of teachers on both sides of my family, and it's just all that I thought I would ever know and all I thought I would ever do.
Wow. What's your favorite part about teaching?
Probably getting to know my kids, all kids.
What kinds of music do you enjoy the most?
I probably like Christian rock, and classic rock, old school country. Those are probably my favorites.
How do you pick the music your groups will perform?
I look at the titles and then I listen to the songs and I see if I think I would enjoy it. I kind of put myself in a high schooler's perspective, a personality, and I see, well, do I think kids would like this? And if they do, I get it, and I have an okay track record. I think I'm a good picker.
What is your favorite song you guys have played?
Probably a piece, singing, probably a piece Even When He Is Silent. Or a piece called DSE Ray. I like that one too.
What classes do you teach in middle school?
Middle school, I have 6th grade orchestra and 7th and 8th grade orchestra.
Tell us a little bit about District Honor Choir.
Okay, District Honor Choir, we have to go to Hannibal High School in September, and the kids, we prepare a piece, actually we prepare a piece in the spring, and those pieces that they prepare in the spring, we bring back to Hannibal in the fall, and we sing. Each kid sings a solo for 3 judges, and then they go to a sight reading room and they sight read music for the very first time that they've ever seen anything for 1 judge, and then we wait for results, and that was pretty much solo work, and the kids have to prepare that. I help them prepare that, and we see who makes it, and then we go to Moberly and we perform at Moberly in the beginning of November.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Sammy.
Of course.
Let's see how Drama Club is doing with their play, Steel Magnolias.
We are doing Steel Magnolias.
I'm playing Anel.
I'm playing Weezer.
I just play the DJ. There's no like specific name.
I usually choose plays based on the drama students we have that year. So we have a bunch of really strong women this year, and I thought this would be a great play for it. I also love to do plays that like tap into like themes and ideas that are both comedic and have a little bit of room for drama, and so Steel Magnolias is a good fit.
Do you have any worries so far?
Yes, the whole thing. Worries?
Worries.
That no one has their lines memorized like me.
Nobody's lines are 100% down, and Tech Week is next week.
There's always struggles, yeah, for sure, definitely. There's always ups and downs, but we push through and we figure it out and we problem solve and we keep going.
I'm most excited about being on stage again. It's been a while since I've been acting, and I just want to get back into it.
The show is the Sunday show, but I'm also like really sad about the Sunday show, but it's exciting for like an audience to see like all the work we put into it.
Even though I'm not like a big part of this play, I'm just excited to watch like the rest of my fellow castmates to do well in the play, and I just get to cheer them on and all that.
It's time to check in with the CHS Art Club.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Neufeld.
So why did you start this art club?
I started the art club so that students who were interested in art could come in and do some fun things on their own.
Okay. What do you plan on doing for the next project, and what is it that you're doing right now?
Well, I'll start with what we're doing right now. Students are actually finishing up a Panther paw print. So it's a wooden paw print that's a little over a foot by a foot. The possibilities are endless as far as what we can put on them. Now our fundraiser is going to be Saturday, November 16th. We have 2 sessions from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then with a limit of 25 people in the art room at a time. As far as our next project that we're going to do, the most popular vote was clay. So we're going to end up doing some clay projects.
When do you all have these meetings?
After school, about every 3 weeks. We go till about 4:30 in the afternoon.
Do you plan on doing anything special during the art club?
We do take some special requests, and we have community members that reach out to us all the time. This year already we've had somebody from the community reach out from the Park and Rec to set up the city nativity scene.
And finally, can anyone join this art club?
Anyone in high school can join the art club.
I'm Candace Noonan. I am a freshman, and this is my first year at art club.
Why did you join the art club?
I really enjoy doing art.
What is your role as an officer?
I create the meeting minutes, and I help out Ms. Neufeld with anything that is needing to be done.
Do you plan on being in art club for the rest of the year?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Maddie Calhoun. I am a sophomore in high school, and I am a member of the art club.
Why did you join this art club?
I joined because I love art. I am an avid artist, and I want to get better.
How long have you been in this art club?
Since it started this year.
Do you continue to be in this art club?
Yes, I will.
I'm Cheyenne. I'm part of the art club, and this is my second year doing it. I am a sophomore.
Why did you join the art club?
Honestly, I was in the art club at my last school. It was just something that we did. I was even in it during middle school and stuff, and then coming here, and when she started the art club, I was like, yeah, that's perfect. I love art. It's my main passion.
Do you think you're going to continue doing this?
Oh yeah, definitely.
As we mentioned earlier, our boys cross country team won their first state championship. Our girls team also had a successful season with 2 athletes competing at state and our own Kennedy Moss earning all-state honors. Let's talk to a couple members of the cross country team now.
What was it like at districts when you realized you qualified for state?
It was pretty great, especially because my friend Katie qualified with me. So, I don't know, I was just ready for state.
How did you get prepared leading up to state?
Basically just cut down mileage so that our legs just felt, very recovered and good for state. And we also went to the state course the day before and just checked it out and everything.
What motivates you during all your meets?
One thing that motivates me during all my meets is just how far I've made it, because
How was it realizing you placed top 30 at state?
It was really great. I was ranked 9th, so it was cold.
And what a piece of advice would you give new cross country runners?
People just, when they think about cross country, they think about running, and it's like so much more than that. It's even though it is more of an individual sport, it is also very like team building, and because you're all like in it together, and it's also very mental. And a piece of advice I would give is to have fun with it, and just like in track also, like just do like all of it. Just experience like all the events that you think that you want to do, because you never know like what you'll be.
What was it like at districts when you realized you and your team qualified for state?
I mean, it was pretty cool. It was the 3rd year in a row, so it was one of my favorite moments probably, because we all ran really well and all top 7 made it individually, which is the first time that's ever happened. It was really cool.
How did you get prepared leading up to state?
Well, I started preparing around June, practicing, and since then I just kept running, didn't stop, and kept going, ready for that day at state. What motivates me is the belief my team has in me, and everything I've done up to that point, and what my family believes in me. And I feel like that belief in me helps me to push on and keep going.
What has been your top 3 personal accomplishments during your 4 years running?
Well, my my top 3 would probably be last year. My 3rd favorite was placing 21st at state, and when I ran my PR in 16:27. That was one of my favorite races. Can't really remember much of it except the end, which was the worst but also the best part. And then 2nd was probably last year. We got 3rd place, and being with my teammates and my seniors, being with them and getting our first ever trophy was really cool. And then this year, of course, the state championship was definitely the best moment. It was surreal, and I still don't believe it happened.
Do you encourage other people to join cross country?
I would, because it's not just about the running. Some people hate running, and I mean, I get that, but it's more about the family that you build, and the running's not the bad part. The best part is being with everyone that you enjoy hanging out with every day and just having fun.
What piece of advice would you give cross country runners?
Probably just to start sooner and take time in the season to run, because that's what makes you better, is not just in the season, but year-round. You gotta give it your all.
Now let's spotlight the school's cheer team, who earned a well-deserved 2nd place at state. What was your favorite part about cheer season?
My favorite part is competition, because it shows a lot of who we are as a team and how we work together to make a great routine, I guess.
How long have you been cheering, and what inspired you to start?
Okay, I've been cheering since freshman year, and what inspired me to start was I was kind of on the fence about quitting softball, and I wanted to try something new, and I always enjoyed watching the cheerleaders at games, so I wanted to try out.
What role does teamwork play in competing at the state competition?
It plays a lot into how we perform, because as you know, many know that
stunting is a big part, and you obviously need teamwork for that. And just like lifting each other up, and we call it mat talk, where we say encouraging things and keep each other going.
Okay, and the last question. What advice would you give to younger cheerleaders who aspire to compete at the state level?
I would say a big thing about being a cheerleader is being willing to try new things and try more difficult things, and don't just stop at whatever you are. Keep trying to build yourself and build your skills.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's your name and what's your grade level?
I'm Ava Lawrence and I'm a senior.
What's your mindset when it comes to dealing with mistakes or imperfections during a routine?
You have to just, if you make a mistake, just move on to the next part and forget that it happened.
Do you focus on staying positive, or is it hard to shake off a slip up in front of the judges and spectators?
Sometimes it's really hard, but you kind of have to just move on, or else you can ruin it for your team.
What role does your coach play at preparing you for the big competitions such as state?
At practices, she's kind of hard on us leading up to state because she has to be, but she just makes sure that we know what to do in any situation. So, yeah.
What was the atmosphere at state competition, and how did it feel to perform in such a high-pressure environment?
The atmosphere at Mizzou was really good. We had a lot of people from Centralia there to support us, so it helped us to be able to perform our best.
And for the last question, can you give one piece of advice to someone considering joining cheer?
Definitely join. You'll make friendships that will last for a lifetime, and everybody will come like sisters. So, yeah, definitely join.
Okay, thank you.
Let's talk to some of our softball players.
Tell us about the season.
This season was pretty unreal because coming into it, none of us thought that we were going to end up at state at all, especially coming out of our first tournament 3-2. But once we all really flipped the switch, it was pretty like a fever dream. Seeing everyone work together, and it was just honestly magical.
What was it like playing in the state game?
Unreal. Seeing all the fans, the student section there really showed like how much the community supported us, and just knowing that my team had my back no matter what the outcome was just so like heart-filling.
How did you deal with the nerves?
Before every game, we all prayed together, and then we took some time to ourselves to pray by ourselves and just kind of like get in the moment. And then before every game, we do like a little tradition where the whole team is like doing our little pregame stuff that we do. And it just kind of like makes you realize that no matter what, like the team will have your back.
Why do you enjoy playing softball?
It's kind of my escape from everything else that goes on the outside. And the team was like my second family, and I knew that I could always come to them even if I was having a bad day, and they would always put a smile on my face. It just brings me pure joy.
Big smile.
Tell us about the season.
We started off 500. You know, at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't be able to tell you that we would be where we ended at. So definitely took a lot of work and it was really trusting the process and putting in that work day in and day out, and, you know, just kind of building the wins on top of each other and trusting each other more and more every game, and kind of just we didn't get first place, but better than what we'd like, so.
What was it like playing in the state game?
It was nerve-wracking, but I also thought it was cool because, you know, like Missouri State, and that's what I'll play at during college, so like playing on my college field was fun, but the nerves and stuff were definitely a big thing, but just knowing that we all had each other and that we were the reason that we were there, so just remembering who we are and our work ethic is what got us there.
Is there any certain way you dealt with the nerves?
I kind of think just talking to each other and just reminding each other that we are good and we need to trust ourselves and trust our ability and trust the work that we put in. But kind of just, taking those little timeouts in the game and stuff, and to take a deep breath when things got a little anxious was a big deal. So.
What are you looking forward to next season?
Kind of just remembering the end goal again. So just winning a bunch more games next year, and maybe even having a stronger team than what we had this year, just because we know what the experience is like, and I just am ready for it and think it'll be fun.
Why do you enjoy playing softball?
I just enjoy it. I enjoy the people in it, and I just love the game. It's fun, and I put a lot of time towards it.
Okay, a big smile.
Tell us about the season.
It was really fun. I enjoyed every bit of it. I think this year was definitely more of like a family, and I liked it a lot better than I have in the past. And it was a really fun season.
What was it like going in the state game?
Nerve-wracking. It didn't really hit me that it was like a state game until I stepped out onto the field, and it was a lot of fun, and I won't forget about it. But it was scary.
How did you deal with the nerves?
I try not to think about it. I try to think about it as just like another game, and just try to have fun, because I know it's going to be my last one.
What are you looking forward to next season?
Hopefully going back. I hope we go as far as we did this season, but just playing again. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it all. So, excited.
Why do you enjoy playing softball?
Definitely a lot of my teammates has helped me love it so much, but just the game is a lot of fun, and coaches, and it's something to do that isn't, I get to do it. It's not something I have to do. So it's definitely a privilege getting to play on a team.
Big smile.
Let's now take a look at the results and information about the 2024 presidential election.
Welcome back to the final push, election 2024. I'm Camden Wisdom, and this is Finney McGuire. Today we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the election. The election is a huge thing in the United States for sure, and it actually just happened yesterday. The voting did, so we're going to kind of talk about it and what it is and. Yeah. So the first question, with so many states introducing the new voting law, how do these changes impact, the voting process? Basically, the new law it protects your voting, makes it safer, makes it to where you voting actually matters. Something that Donald Trump actually did whenever he was in there. Honestly, I think, I actually don't know if it does anything, because voting, you need to go out and vote, obviously, but I don't think you need to vote for the presidency. My reason is because Missouri is always going to be a Republican state. We have been because who's our governor? We're going to be a Republican state until we get a Democratic, or until we have more Democrats in Missouri. So we are a Republican state. We always will be. And I think the more important part is voting for your mayor or your governor, because if you vote for them, then if they support who you support, then they'll vote for. Like this year, if you're a Trump supporter, they would, if you have a Republican governor or, a Republican government in Missouri, then your state will swing more Republican than it will Democratic. Like California and them states that have a, Democratic government in their, state, they vote more that way. So I feel like this law, it's good, yes, because it makes you want to get out and vote. It makes you actually go out to do it, more or less not doing it. So I don't know if it helps. I don't know if I agree with it, honestly, but it is good that we can, rely on our votes being protected for sure.
Yeah. I think sometimes a big deal, but sometimes they figure out after the elections it's something wrong with like the online voting or whatever.
Mhm.
But I think it should just be paper ballots or something,
Mhm.
just so it should be just right there, and so you just can only do one thing with it.
Yeah.
And just turn it in.
Yeah. I think the technology too just kind of, I hate the technology, honestly. It's kind of stupid. Anymore, everything's technology. So I kind of agree with what you said there. It's more, technology than it probably should be, but anymore, that's kind of how it goes, honestly. Anything else on that topic? Or?
No, I think just the safety of voting is sort of a big deal, but I think paper ballot would be a good thing for that.
Yeah. I think, I kind of agree with you. It's important, yeah, because you need to have safe voting, but, I honestly think that, the safe voting, they make it more for the president than they do any other kind of stuff, because I feel like if you vote for like the governor of Missouri or something like that, I feel like it could be more crooked that way, honestly, than it could be, because you're not going to look at the governor and be like, oh yeah, they just didn't count right, or something like that. I feel like that could be more messed up than the presidency. I think it's harder to cover it up when you're the president. But I'm not going to say that the last election was messed up, because I don't know for sure. I don't really know. I don't know if Biden won it fair and square, but for instance, that case kind of it brings up that same topic. Was it actually safe or not? So I think that this proposition, this law, has good and bad, honestly. I think it could be good in ways, and it could be bad in ways too. All right. The next question, what is the key difference between a swing state and a red and blue state?
Swing states are like, for this year, it's Pennsylvania, Georgia, Wisconsin, Arizona, a few other ones, but it's just either side is really close and winning that state, and if they win that state, they get like a lot of electoral votes. So I think Pennsylvania or Wisconsin was 10 electoral votes, and Trump won that yesterday, which really gave him a huge lead. And red and blue states are like, so like a red state would be like Missouri, and then a blue state would be like Hawaii or California, which is always blue or red.
Yep.
So.
Well, and, a swing state is basically where, I guess, I don't know, like Texas, that's not one.
Not really.
I don't think it's ever been. I think it's always been Republican.
Yeah.
But I think, a swing state is more like a state that, Donald Trump or Kamala would go to. Like if it's a close race, it's a battleground state, basically. So it's kind of a state that, 1 year it was red, and then the next year it could be blue, but they go there to try to change it to, be whatever they want it to be. Like if it's red, then like Missouri, if it's a Republican state, then they're going to try to change it to a Democratic state. That's what they would try to do, to try to swing it back and forth. But most of the time it's pretty hard. Like California, it's hard to do. Florida is hard to do. What they are is probably what they're going to be for a long time. How does the person that they quote unquote may be, and you just got to kind of go for it. What lessons can we learn from the 2020 election that we might expect, or that we have seen different this year?
I think just, to be safe, just all in-person voting, and like no online stuff. Paper ballots would be fine. No technology, honestly, is really needed. I think they were perfectly fine counting the ballots whenever there was like no technology needed. And they got the technology now that they can do the paper ballots in hours.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. How important is youth voting in shaping the 2024 election? I think, I honestly, if you're a first year voter like me, I didn't get to vote this year. I'll be able to vote in the next election. But honestly, I don't really know if it's important for the youth to vote, honestly. I mean, it's good to get them involved, yeah. But when you're our age, it's like you're basically looking at it like, okay, I'm going to go based off of what my parents feel or what my parents see. And I feel like that's kind of jacked up. I mean, I understand. Like, if your family is, a Kamala Harris supporter, you're probably going to vote for Kamala Harris. And that's how it goes. And I feel like if you're Donald Trump, you're going to go more for Donald Trump. I feel like that's just how how it works. I feel like that's messed up that's how it is. Honestly, I feel like if you're going to vote for someone and you're a youth, you should be able to just vote without someone telling you basically how you need to do it. I mean, I understand, sometimes, the other person is way worse than the other person, which is totally understandable, and then everyone kind of goes for one side. But still, I feel like, you should have your own opinion, basically. So I don't know if it's good or bad, but I feel like in some situations your choices fall off of what your parents' choices were or what your family's choices were.
Yeah.
With the rise of podcasts and, alternative media, how are voters consuming political information differently in 2024?
I think that the podcast and all of the extra media stuff is very important for the politicians to get involved. Like, Donald Trump went on like 4 different podcasts, and I guarantee that got him a lot of looks. And he went on the Joe Rogan podcast for 3 hours, and then Kamala Harris was going to do it, but she didn't. She only had it scheduled for like 1 hour, and then he didn't want to do that. So I obviously think that she was not involved as much as he was, which probably had a huge impact. But I think the podcast and everything is a great way to get your name out there and everything.
Yeah.
That definitely helped Donald Trump win the election.
Yeah. Well, and Donald's a really smart guy, and even before this, he's involved in a lot of stuff. He does a lot for the United States. He's a businessman. That's kind of, how it goes, honestly. When you're a businessman, you know how to talk to people. You know how to, do what's needed to be done. And I feel like, there's been a lot of things that haven't been done over the last 4 years that probably should have been done or should have been fixed.
Gas prices.
Yeah, gas prices are a huge one. And I'm not going to point fingers and stuff like that, but yeah, the border, that stuff should never happen. Yeah. The United States, we're our own country. I don't feel like we need, people from other countries coming in here. It's not a bad thing. If you're going to work and you got a job and, you do what you're supposed to do, then I feel like that's a good thing. But I feel like a lot of times when you are a president, you come in and you say you're going to do a lot of things, but it's harder to do those things. You can try, or you can say, hey, I'm going to do this or that, and then you may not get it done. And I don't feel like they do that on purpose necessarily. I feel like it just happens. That's just kind of how it goes. You say something and you get in there and things may change, and it's harder to do, I feel like. So I hope that good things happen with Donald Trump. That's what I'm hoping for. He did pretty good the last time he was in there. So hopefully, I guess things go how they're supposed to go, honestly. And I hope the United States gets back to where it should be. It's very much needed. But yeah, the media for sure plays a big role in, people's say and what they believe in and what they see. I feel like that the more the media has gotten more larger and more vast in the, culture of the United States, I feel like it's really impacting the way people look at things, for sure. And it may be more than just the election. But as of right now, the polls stand Republicans 279 and the Democrats 223. And that puts Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States.
All right, Mr. Reynolds, did you vote this year?
I did. I believe I voted every year since I was legally old enough to do so.
Where did you vote at?
I live in Columbia, so I voted in Columbia. I actually voted early when I heard they had the early voting, and I was afraid of what the lines might be on voting day. I voted like the Friday before at Memorial Union there at the zoo. I went downtown first, and the line there was crazy because it was after school, and it was going to be at least an hour late. So I went to, I knew they had other places that were open, so I went to Memorial Union, and I had like 2 people in front of me, so it was pretty nice.
Well, there you go. Do you think that people like our age, 17 years old or 18, should vote?
Yeah, I think if you're old enough, you definitely should. That's your right as a citizen, so why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
We'll be back at the end of December with Production 59.
Let's go!